The forbidden love rules of the Imperial Harem that you didn't know. Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the craziest and weirdest facts from human history. Some of the things discussed in this video may be offensive or disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. The imperial harems of China, Japan, and other influential ancient civilizations are legendary places of intrigue, mystery, and beauty. It's well known that these establishments housed many women who lived there, most of them sex slaves. In fact, the male servants significantly outnumbered the female sex slaves. The concubines were ranked in a hierarchy, with those closest to the emperor having greater status and privileges than those lower down. Concubines could be purchased from a variety of sources, including merchants, traders, entertainers, and even peasant farmers. Any woman who intentionally injured herself would be banished from the palace without her fortune. This was because tears were seen as a sign of weakness, and the women were expected to always appear composed and in control of their emotions. If a concubine was caught crying, she would be severely punished, as it was seen as a breach of decorum. This was to ensure that the emperor's bloodline was pure and that no one else could have access to his women. Any man who was caught touching a concubine without the emperor's permission would be put to death. This was because the women were not allowed to admire their own beauty, and it was seen as arrogant and self-indulgent to do so. Any concubine caught using a mirror would be severely punished, as it was seen as a sign of vanity and pride. Even the female servants were forbidden from touching the concubines, as it was seen as a privilege reserved only for the emperor. This rule was particularly difficult for the concubines to follow, as they were not allowed to express any emotion. Her name was Madame Wang, and she was 82 years old when she passed away. She had been the last surviving concubine of Pu, the last emperor of China. Even when they were in pain, they were expected to endure it without making a sound. This rule was put in place to prevent the concubines from competing with one another by mutilating themselves to become more attractive to the emperor. It was also believed that self-harm was a sign of weakness, and that the women should be strong and resilient. In fact, it was common for the wives of wealthy and powerful men to have harems, regardless of whether or not their husbands did. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more great videos like this one. We look forward to seeing you next time. This was because having a harem was a sign of wealth and power, and it was also a way for women to gain and maintain their status. A woman's harem consisted of both male and female servants, as well as concubines. The size of a harem could vary, but it was not uncommon for there to be dozens of people in a single household. The penalty for breaking this rule was severe, as the concubines would be branded as damaged goods and unable to be sold. Most were between the ages of 16 and 20, but there were also older women in their 30s. So today, we will reveal the strange rules of the imperial bedroom that you never knew you needed. Concubine selection process. It's common knowledge that the Chinese emperors had harems full of women. But did you know that they would rent women just for the night? No self-harm. While the concubines were not allowed to harm one another, they were also forbidden from harming themselves. No crying. In addition to the no self-harm rule, the concubines were also forbidden from crying. Only the emperor could touch them. The imperial concubines were forbidden from being touched by anyone other than the emperor. No mirrors. In addition to the no crying and no touching rules, the concubines were also forbidden from using mirrors. The emperor's wife could have harem too. While the emperor was allowed to have multiple wives and concubines, his wife was also permitted to have her own harem. Did you know? Did you know that the last official concubine in China died in 2009? What are your thoughts about these rules? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and share it with your friends.